We live in a new age, and it's time for us to upgrade our tinfoil hats. Operation Tinfoil is a freedom-focused small business and trusted sponsor of this show. Their super comfortable new line of beanies and baseball caps will not only crown your skull in style, but each of these dome defenders is lined with a silver mesh that blocks up to 99% of EMF radiation from cell phone towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and yes, even 5G. We don't know what EMF radiation does to the brain long term, but neither do they, so don't be their guinea pig and don't wait around to find out. Get your stylish tinfoil hat of the future today at gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Again, that's gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Today's episode is sponsored by Decido Apparel Company. Decido's shirts and apparel will not just cover your ugly body, but they'll make you look good and maybe even help you strike up an uncomfortable conversation, and you know how I feel about those. With grabbing designs like Where's the List, Operation Northwood's Fetterman 24, Branch Davidians Should Have Never Stopped Shooting, and my personal favorite, Stanley Kubrick's Apollo 11, Decido shirts will have you opening up valuable conversation doors and building culture one wear at a time. Check out all their designs and support this incredible company now at Decido.com. That is DSYDO.com. Get it. I always hit the wrong one. One day I'll figure out how to do this. It is a new year, you guys. It's a completely brand new year. Somehow it feels the same, and in a lot of ways, it feels worse already. We're going to focus a lot on the worse, as we do here. This, the place where you come to listen to me, a guy who doesn't know things about things, tell you about things. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of toxic masculinity, a lot of conspiracies and mystical, scary things that will trigger your friends and especially your enemies. So do go out and share it with both of them right now as this intro continues. I know how Benzo Barbie in the chats loves the length of the intros. Not the girth, but the length. This is The System is Down, you guys. Go out and share it right now, and we are going to get weird momentarily. Let's pause for a moment of silence for the long intros. First show, 2023. Let's get weird.
All I ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do!
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
I would ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he really means that.
Half the stuff before what I call nastiness.
I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
Thieves were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with that smoke! We are still here!
We have to say yes to socialism.
That you want to know tomorrow. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
That's right. It is a big club and you ain't in it, but you are, of course, in this club, this nice little cult that we have here called The System is Down, the least comfortable show on the web, the place where we talk about all the uncomfortable stuff like conspiracies, politics, religion, and all the stupid things going on in the news. I need a new freaking, whatever, the scissoring arm. Somebody, wants to get me a nice Christmas gift, or my birthday's coming up. P.O. Box 84, Aledo, Illinois, 61231. I need a new scissor arm. It needs to clamp onto a desk. This thing is bent to shit. It's old. The things I do for you people. Anyway, this is where we talk about all those things, and we're going to do that today. before we do any of that, kill the music. Before we do any of that, how was your new year? Let me know in the chats. Don't let me know in the chats. Call in, because this is now a call-in show. You can call in at any point to The System Is Down at 309-716-3818. I know one of these days I'm going to be rattling off the phone number, and I'm going to accidentally say my cell number. So if you pay close attention, that's probably going to happen, and I'm going to likely regret it. But this show is made possible by my favorite people in the whole world, the cult members themselves, the members of the Downers Club, people like RJ, JC, Justico Mitchell, Dave vs. Goliath, Amy Lepore, Leah Ann, Ryan Graham. I need to, I always say the same ones. Every now and then, I got to go back and read some that I always miss. Bonnie Jeffers, Joey Ferguson, Denise Cox, Silas Lane, Justico Mitchell. You know what? We'll do all of them. It's the first episode of 2023. These are the people that were awesome at the beginning of 2023. If you're listening to this in the future, you missed it. You might never get your name read because I'm not good at this, but RJ, JC, Justin Savoy, I don't know, Justico Mitchell, Silas Lane, Denise Cox, Joey Ferguson, Bonnie Jeffers, Dave vs. Goliath, Liam Paredes, Amy Lepore, James Gentleman, Adam Choit, Andrew Chatteron, Donald Villa, Matthew Walrus, Leah Ann, Osmataz, Buck Shank, Zach Varnell, Autumn, Danielle, Ryan Graham, Kimberly Owen, Patrick Leistner, Andrew Vanderwielen, Catholic Board Gamer, Gid Kid, Alex W., Break the Bell, Sean-Luc Picard, Gigi Vaughn, Zareth Anarchy, Mike Stonehouse, Keith Compston, Cole Hefflumps Woozles, Lauren Carter, SDG, Sharon, Level Zero, Van Zott Media, Stephen Hartman, Brian Johnson, Jack Casey, Rick Duran, Javari, Paul Brandenberger, Craig DaCosta, Ryan Mortensen, Joe Kabinski, Anthony Meyer, Derek Evans, Davis Johnson, John Odermatt, Tim Brown, Howie Snowden, Nathan Sipes, Brian McWilliams, Trenton Campbell, Mary Rome, Justin Zelinsky, Lee Letourneau, John Barnhouse, and William Wells. Thank you guys all for being members of the Downers Club in the year of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Fauci, 2023. If you want to get your name in that list and possibly someday have it read incorrectly, go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down, and you'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly content, including the after parties that I haven't been doing the last couple of weeks, but I am going to be doing today. That is correct. We are doing an after party today. It's been a while. Been a little break from the afters, but typically after parties. If you like what you hear, you want to hear more, you want to support this show, you want to support me as a human, if you are so decent of a human yourself, you can't do it on YouTube. You can do it on Patreon still. So patreon.com/The System Is Down. Keep it going. Keep it getting bigger and better and more real and weird. And call in. Call into the show. Call in at any point. I'm not doing any giveaways today unless you convince me otherwise. We do have still the for everybody who hung out last week, bringing it back, the tri-cup holder expander. My least favorite gift of 2022 Christmas. And you can, if you pay close attention at some point, maybe I will do another giveaway on that, because it is a relic now on this show. Thank you to anybody who hung out last week. It was a big, long, 3-hour-long shit show of me just ranting by myself and chatting with you guys, which, that's basically what this show is and what you are here for. If you have something to say, feel free to say it in the chats, please, obviously. But if you want me to see it, since I'm not able to take super chats, please put capital, in all caps, fake super chat, and I will try and get to those as much as possible. That's right. It's free. It's free. It's fake, but it is super. And you can have me read and respond to whatever you feel like saying. There, I will do my best. Hello, chats blowing up. Cool. We will revisit you all momentarily, but we do have to, as always, start out with the good news, and the good news of this week. Y'all got me to watch sports, if you know what I mean, because people be dying on the sports. So after my Twitter rant about sports being, sports, y'all got me to watch them. Anyway, this happened. They don't like to talk about this a lot, but this man had a cardiac arrest. This man, Damar Hamlin. I'm not going to pretend like I have any idea who this person is or who the Bills are, if that is the team that we're talking about here. I know the basics of football, okay? I know the rules, and I just got to say, I'm not impressed. Especially when y'all are, dying on the field and shit. Let's watch this. This video was hard to find. It was hard to find original video of this dude going down. And this one doesn't even have him going down, but it does have the original shot cutting back to, him laying there. The main thing that I could find even on this was, at least on like the main platforms and stuff, and I didn't dig that deeply, but the main things that I could find are just like the news people talking about the thing. They're not actually showing the pandemonium happening. So we're just going to watch just a moment of this.
For this Bills defense, one, he's been playing really well, but they play more five defensive backs than any team in football 95% of the time.
So they're getting ready to sports. They're sportsing. He goes down. Not that hard. And cut back to, oh, he's dead. Now they're saying that he got hit just so perfectly that it caused a cardiac arrest in this guy. He's like 24 years old. He just got drafted in, I'm pretty sure, and very physically fit athlete guy gets hit just so, and has a cardiac arrest. Very, I don't know, people like Sanjay Gupta said that it's not like anything that they've ever seen before. I don't know. This raises some concerns for me personally. My concern, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theorists making comparisons to like, like they're drawing lines on the board that are, they're thin at best. It seems all made up. There's a lot of those lines, but they're very thin, made up lines. Obviously that's crazy talk and it's not related to that. My concern is about sports. Because if this incident, I'm being told that this is a common occurrence. It seems to be the narrative that is being pushed on us and me at this point, that this is not that unusual for a person to get hit in football and die or, suffer a cardiac arrest that's leaving him close to death at the moment. If that is so common, though, that if it saves one life, shouldn't we be banning sports? I don't like government banning anything, but if they have to ban something to save a life, let it be sports. That's all I'm saying. What do we got in the chats? Anything? No fake soups. All right. So, yeah, this guy, they haven't said whether or not he was vaccinated. I'm not drawing any lines here, but they haven't said whether or not he is vaccinated. But if he wasn't, do you think they would... If he wasn't vaccinated, do you think they'd be so hush-hush about it? Or do you think that topic might come up? If he was not vaccinated and this happened to him, they would be the crazy conspiracy theorists drawing the conclusions at that point. But the fact that they're not even mentioning whether or not he received the vaccine leads me to get a little suspicious. But hopefully this guy is okay. Hopefully the very rare and crazy hit that he received that landed him in the hospital is not fatal as it could be. But yeah, this seems to be happening a lot inside and outside of sports. So it's probably nothing. Probably climate change. Moving on. Oh, wait. I do have an article pulled up for this. Damar Hamlin is another... Oh, yes. I thought this was funny. Damar Hamlin is another broken body in a season filled with them. How Hamlin's collapse could desensitize fans to the NFL's predictable brutality. So they're agreeing with me that we should just get rid of football, it sounds like. Because obviously this is just, like, football injuries are a new thing. Like this guy dying right now, or not dying, but being close to death is, I don't know. Yes, football injuries are common. There's like documentaries and movies made about the concussions of football injuries, but typically, even the people that are getting concussed don't just stand up and then pass out in the middle of the field. I don't think. I could be wrong. Who knows? Fake super chat from Phobes. NFL requires vaccination. You sound like a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I don't know. Oftentimes people watching forget what players risk on Sundays, praying hard for Damar Hamlin and his family. Godspeed. Yeah, good, but really? If it is that big of a risk, it seems like it's a bigger risk than, I don't know, COVID? I don't know. Maybe we should lock down to protect people from sports. So, moving on. It's going to be a scattershot day. A lot of this was quickly done. Because as I talked about a couple weeks ago, I've been in like writing modes, making some music and shit, getting back in some different art forms that I haven't done in a good while, and getting into like manic states and writing I've written like 5 songs for a new album. And my band, The Dawn Retreat, which you'll be hearing more of in the future. I will try to not be as insufferable about it as Tim Pool, but I will be talking about it because it's what I'm doing. Yeah, my band, we were a band from high school, and we put out a few albums and stuff here and there, and then we kind of disbanded as we all got old and had kids and things. But we wrote another album like 5 years ago, and it has yet to be released, and we're finally coming to the end of that one and going to be putting it out. In the last 2 weeks, I've written 5 new songs, and I'm really happy with all of them. I don't want to say they're all amazing, but to me, they're all amazing, and I know that I'm my biggest audience because nobody else is listening. Yeah, there's some things in the works, and that's where my brain's kind of been, my head's been at for the last week. And once again, as I'm stepping away from paying super close attention to the news and things that are going on in the world and stuff like that, it gets me to the point where I'm like, oh, not that much is actually happening. If you step back and give the news a day or two, most of it just kind of disappears. And then you're like, well, it never mattered then, did it? Okay. So, I don't know. The show over the next year might evolve a little bit here and there. I might, talk more about the music stuff, the spirituality stuff, lots of different new avenues and things. But, yeah, we'll still be covering the news when it's fun. But a lot of the stuff today is just we're going to be finding out together, because I didn't dig super deeply into it. But there's some things that I found fun and enjoyable that are worth a chat. So, let's see. Fake super chat from Sharon. Fake super thought from Sharon. We all closer to death. Yes, that is always the case. So is this what Sharon is like? She said earlier in the chat that she didn't have any wine today. Is this what Sharon's like when she's sober? Just we're all going to die? Don't be such an emo downer, Sharon. Jeez. All right, so speaking of downs, let's talk about John Fetterman, who was just sworn in as a U.S. Senator. Not a lot to say. And by that I mean he didn't have a lot to say because he couldn't. And it was a spectacle, as one might expect it to be. And Twitter is going to be a jerk about it. 1 second. Here is Kamala Harris swearing in John Fetterman, and that's John's wife there with him, and his kids are about to come up, and just watch the joy on John Fetterman's face as he is greeted on stage at this great, the biggest moment of his life. He's greeted by his children on stage. Let's have a look.
Congratulations, Senator. Congratulations.
And then the whole family?
Or we're going to do the 3 of us? Okay. There we go.
And again. And 3, 2,
It's a U.S. Senator.
Thank you.
Hi, family. Do you remember we talked on a FaceTime? You remember that? Good. Hi. Congratulations.
Right in front of me. Gracie's like, oh.
He's not even looking at them. He's not even looking at his own children. He looks lost and terrified. He looks like he has no idea what he is. He looks like, I don't know, what was that movie? Get Out, where the dude is trapped in the other dude's body and he can't speak or move or do anything. All he can do is see out of the eyes of that individual. What is trapped inside John Fetterman that's trying to get out here? It looks like something is imprisoned there, and you can see it in the terror in his eyes.
For that? Good. Hi. Congratulations.
Gracie's like, oh,
Congratulations. There we go.
All right, guys. So just look this way for me.
watch you don't forget.
All right. Right here. Big smile. And just have your hands down on your sides, nice and relaxed. Yeah.
So the guy says big smiles, and about 10 seconds later, John kind of smiles a little bit, and then the guy says, put your hands down at your side, and the guy does. Thankfully, the guy didn't, it wasn't adamant about putting your hands down at your side. Otherwise, this could have been much more awkward because John stands his ground and refuses to put his hands down at his side.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone. Nice to see you.
Thank you
Good
so
to see you.
much.
Take care. Okay.
Wow. I don't know if he knows who those kids are. I'm not sure if he's ever met them before, or at least the person that's trapped inside this body right now. But yes, I need to get a soundbite on here of what's his face, Palpatine saying, "I love democracy," because man, at times like this, I love democracy. This is gonna be fun. Like, this is probably going to be my favorite show of 2023, possibly followed by Donald Trump. Let's see what we got. I know I saw a fake super chat in here. Patrick says, Kamala is still more awkward than Fetterman. Yeah. I'm not sure who has a harder time acting human. She's like, it's like you took two aliens and put them inside of bodies of people, and you're like, that one's going to be extroverted, that one's going to be introverted. And that this is like the caricatures of both. She is trying to be this overly confident person who laughs at everything and is always having a great time. But she comes across more as an axe murderer than John Fetterman even does, which is saying a lot. Now let's see here. Call in 309-716-3818. Let me know any thoughts that you have on the things. If there's anything that I'm not talking about here today too. If there's anything that I may have missed, there's probably a lot. Feel free to call in, let me know, or drop them in the chats. But we are going to move on to the president himself, the Honorable President Joseph Robinette Biden, which means that it is time for everyone's favorite segment. Where are my things? Where did I save? Yes. Time for everybody's favorite segment, which is remembering, which is somebody's calling in. I tell you to do it, and then you got to do it and interrupt me. All right. Hello. Shit. That's not plugged in. Hello. You're on the air with the system is down, and I'm Dan. Who is this?
Are you a musician?
A musician?
Yeah.
What's your name, musician?
Why are you mean to my mommy?
Oh, I don't know what to say right now. I could say a lot of things. Is this phone working? I don't know if it is. I am mean to your mother because, oh man, I don't want to do this,
Did you
Sharon.
come up text Sharon to me?
I feel like this is a setup. What'd she get you for
Tell
Christmas?
How old you are. How old are you? No, how old are you? Tell Dan how old you are. Say, I am
7 years old.
Nice.
I'm 7 to 8.
What's that?
I'm 7 to 8.
Ask Dan. Ask him. What did you want to ask him? What's on his desk? What was your favorite thing that's on Dan's desk?
The ball.
The ball?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a crystal or like a glowing ball?
It's a moon.
Glowing ball.
It's a moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fake one, but it's plastic like the real one.
He doesn't believe in the moon.
I believe in
Dan
it.
thinks the moon is fake. Yeah?
I believe in it. We just haven't been there.
Ask Dan about Earth. What shape is Earth, Lana?
It's circle. Circle.
The Earth
Well,
is a circle?
I could agree with that, potentially. It could be a circle, like a disc.
Dan thinks the Earth is flat.
Putting words in my mouth, Sharon.
It's fitting. It's
You're a bad parent.
When you have a show on Christmas break, this is what happens when the children are home.
It's all right. Yeah, Lana, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your call. Tell your mother to lay off the boxes. She'll know what I mean. And tell her that she needs to do a little bit of research into like shapes and moons, things like that. It seems like she's doing some things right in raising you, but also it seems like she might be leading you astray. And I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's just out of ignorance and drunkenness.
Daniel! that was not okay.
That is not okay.
I'm kidding. I love you both. Thank you for calling in.
You're canceled.
You're canceled for today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elle and Sharon. Have a happy Wednesday. There's no holidays left. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.
Adios.
My mom is not Sharon. She's Shannon.
That's my bad. I messed it up. I'm not a good reader.
Hang up on him.
Hang up on me? I'll hang up on you. Screw you guys. All right. Hey, that was fun. Yeah. That's going to take some getting used to. That really derails my train of thought. This brings us to this week in, as we were trying to say, I had just found my clip, and then she made me lose it again. This week in Remembering Biden.
And Corn Pop was a bigger big shot. Nazi fags. You ain't black.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
All right. Patrick says, Little L knows that the Earth is circular and spins like a record. Absolutely. All right. So, yes, this was the latest from our Honorable Joseph Robinette Biden, who, as you know, this is the part where we talk about, we come to remember Biden because God knows he's not going to remember anything that he says here, anything that was plagiarized for him to read here off the teleprompter. But there's some interesting things about it. And this was right before Christmas. He felt like putting out this very beautiful message to everyone, I'm pretty sure.
The pandemic has taken so much from us. We've lost so much time with one another. We've lost so many people we loved. Over 1 million lives lost in America alone. That's 1 million empty chairs, breaking hearts and homes all across the country. Our politics has gotten so angry, so mean, so partisan. And too often we see each other as enemies, not as neighbors, as Democrats or Republicans, not as fellow Americans. We become too divided.
Is this... does anybody else remember the speech he just gave 4 months ago about how we need to rid the world of the MAGA Republicans, basically? I know he gave the same shit in that speech where he's like, we need to come together and stop being so divided, except for those MAGA Republicans. Now he's just pretending like that didn't happen. It's funny to watch the narrative shift, in real time, and simultaneously as Donald Trump is becoming more and more of a joke, and I think he might be trying to get himself away from the politics stuff. I heard a theory that he only announced that he was running for president so he wouldn't get arrested, and now he's just kind of backing off and making a joke out of himself. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if Donald Trump would ever bring himself down to that level, but yeah, as Donald Trump gets to be at least I'm taking him less and less seriously as time goes on with every passing day. But as that happens, the narrative of evil MAGA whatever is being less and less focused on. I am very curious to see how January 6th is going to go. 2 days from now, we're going to be celebrating the anniversary of the greatest attack on our democracy since January 6th. And yeah, I'm curious. Will they still be focusing on the scourge of America and these Nazi Trump supporters, or has Donald Trump been played out? I mean, I've been saying for years at this point that There's a part of me that thinks Donald Trump was controlled opposition all along, and he was just there to help divide everybody. And you need a new savior every now and then to come along and convince everybody that you're the Pied Piper to follow, and you're gonna be the savior. And then you don't have to do much, really. Just got to be a little bit less worse than the rest. And he was a little bit less worse than the rest, and also accomplished very little. And now he's just kind of turning himself into a fucking joke. And yeah, moving on to something else. Now we've got more evil villains like Elon Musk and Andrew Tate. There will always be the Pied Pipers that are getting attacked for their, I don't know, for their being on your side or whatever they want to call it. The FBI, speaking of victim mentalities, so all this Twitter stuff with Elon Musk and the Twitter leaks about the everything, the Twitter files and all that have been coming out, and the FBI decided to lash out at conspiracy theorists in a statement about emails to Twitter revealed by Elon Musk. This is from theblaze.com, so you know it's legit. Yes, the Federal Bureau of Investigation issued. Good Lord, I'm not going to read any more than I have to today. Issued a statement responding to accusations from emails revealed by billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk after he acquired Twitter. Do you guys remember, like, when Elon Musk said that he was going to abide by the results of that poll? What was the poll about again? Oh, it was that he was going to leave Twitter. Like, I am torn always with Elon Musk, and that's part of why I do think that he's like another controlled opposition plant or whatever. But also, I'm here for anything that he wants to expose with these Twitter files and Twitter leaks and everything. But he said that he was going to do this thing, and up till that one, he's done the things that in the ways that the polls, I don't know, the poll outcomes favored. The majority of people voted for Elon Musk to leave Twitter, and I don't want Elon Musk to leave or to like pass off the CEO position to somebody else. I don't want him to. But also, I'm confused as to just him going with the breeze, whatever he feels like. Shit. I mean, it's a private company, bro. He can do what he wants. But I don't know. He gets shadier and shadier as the days go on. What are we reading here? Oh, the FBI has a tweet. Yeah, they're basically just blaming conspiracy theorists for all these things and saying that, let me see, the tweet has to be in here, right? The FBI responded by rejecting the accusation. So, Musk has released documents in a series of reports detailing the methods used by FBI to request security reviews of tweets and accounts by officials at the social media platform. Critics accused the FBI of improperly using these requests out of political motivations. The FBI responded by rejecting the accusations. Quote, "The correspondence between the FBI and Twitter show nothing more than examples of our traditional, long-standing, and ongoing federal government and private sector engagements, which involve numerous companies over multiple sectors and industries," read the FBI statement to Fox News. As evidenced by... Did I miss the actual freaking tweet? Where is the tweet? Thank you, The Blaze. I don't know. Whatever. They had this, like, sob thing of, like, hey, people don't trust the FBI, and it's because of all these crazy conspiracy theorists. These crazy conspiracy theorists that are putting out these Twitter files that make us look bad, which... you mean these people that are exposing us for the frauds and shams that we are. Poor us. It's the conspiracy theorists' fault. I don't know. Something about the elites squirming makes me giddy as a schoolgirl. And you can tell by the giddy expression on my face. But, yeah. I don't know. A lot of the narrative is breaking down. A lot of these places, these companies are having to, like, hard dig out of hot water. Elon is a conundrum for me. I'm like, yes, keep making these people squirm, just like Donald Trump did back in the day. Now, are you going to be the guy 4 years down the road who's throwing all your people under the bus and, like, anybody who supported you, who's locked up for supporting you, basically? Are you going to be that guy and also the guy selling NFTs and shit? Like, Who cares? I don't know. I'm here for it, though. I'm also here for this whole Alpha Tait guy. I think that's his name. Andrew Tate. Anybody know anything about this guy? Am I the only person who has no clue who this guy is up until all this new shit coming out? I'll read some fake super chats. It looks like we have a couple. And you guys can let me know your thoughts on Andrew Tate or Alpha Tait in the comments there. Educate me. Let me know what I've missed. I'm sure we have a lot of people who are all about this guy. And I don't know. Patrick says, fake super chat. Oh, we already read that one. Let's see. Patrick also says, Friday is a holiday, Dan. Yes. Friday is a holiday. Not as big of a holiday, though, as Wednesday, for obvious reasons. When the family comes together and they celebrate the news. Fake super chat from Grumpy Gnome. MAGA is caused by climate change. That is very possible, because as the temperatures heat up from the carbon emissions created only by the United States that are heating up the atmosphere, as the temperatures rise, makes people more irritable. As they get more irritable, they get more short-tempered. As they get more short-tempered, they relate more to short-tempered people. It makes sense. Climate change causes angry MAGA right-wingers. And that's why Greta Thunberg is going to save us all. Phoebe says, it's hard for autists to read, but you're doing great, Dan. Yeah, thank you. Speaking of autists, let's talk about Greta Thunberg. Not really. But she was in the news because she had a back and forth with Andrew, this guy who came out of nowhere. Sharon says, he seems like a dick, but who knows anymore? Remzo would be a good one to ask. Yes, he seems like a dick. He seems like a dick. And I don't really know. Because, like, just based off of what I know about him, I've seen things of him saying things. And I'm like, this guy seems like a douchebag. Total fake, total fraud, whatever. He's like the Liver King or whatever, who you found out was roided out of his mind. Obviously he was. I mean, Andrew Tate is like, I am a gajillionaire, which for nobody to know who this guy is, and for him to be like, yeah, I'm more rich than the richest man in the world, which is interesting. And it just comes out of nowhere, kind of like Jeffrey Epstein or something. No, not. Didn't. We'll get to that. Yeah, him just coming out of nowhere just seems a little shady and suspicious, and I don't like most of the things I've heard him say. He has some good points in the talk on some of the masculinity stuff. Great, whatever, fine. The ownership stuff, fine. But I don't know, dude. Like, this dude is kind of cringe as shit, and I'm not super familiar. If you have more knowledge on Andrew Tate than I have, please send me links. I'm not here to rag on him based on anything that I don't know about him. I'm only here to rag on him based on what I do know about him, which is, dude seems super cringe and just cocky douchebag. Like, if you are successful, as you say, good, great. Who cares? Don't be an asshole. That's all I ask. It's a very low bar, but it's very hard to hit. But before he got arrested and on charges of sex trafficking, which happened, I don't know. He's been getting in hot water, and like the establishment has been giving this dude a fucking hard time. Like, he's gotten kicked off all the social media shit and then put back on Twitter. As much as I don't like the surface level experience that I've had with Andrew Tate, anytime there's somebody who they're like, hey, you're not allowed to like or listen to this person, I'm like, what do they have to say now? Like, now I'm interested. That's the only reason I'm interested at all in Andrew Tate, is that he is getting ragged on by the establishment folks. So I'm curious, and I genuinely do want to know more if you guys have any more information. But this, I don't know, this just strolled into my feed, and it's a Piers Morgan interview with Andrew Tate, and see if you can catch what sticks out to me about this.
This was a front page of the Sun newspaper, this
if
story.
That same man called a transgender person the wrong pronouns, he would be in trouble.
Right.
So doesn't it just show how absolutely asinine and banal our legal system has become? That would never happen in a country like United Arab Emirates, the place I'm now residing in, Dubai, where the leadership has common sense. And I'm saying that all the leadership structures, doesn't matter if it's labor or conservative, across all of it in this nation have completely and utterly failed. Sadiq Khan is a loser. Because when you have a city which is losing, which London is losing in all metrics across its competitive cities around the world, and you're in charge of it, by extension, you're a loser. I will tell you right now, instead of virtue signaling and giving Qatar a hard time over their religious beliefs, what we should be doing is a treaty with Qatar to build a prison deep in the desert. Make me mayor of London. We'll make a prison deep in the desert, and if you're caught with a knife or robbing someone, you can go do 25 years with 1 meal a day in the scorching sun. And then what we'll do is we'll put cameras there and we'll...
It's all so fake. It all feels so fake. This dude feels like he's got Fed written all over him, in my opinion. Like, I don't know anything about his history or his backstory or anything, whatever. But man, seems super shady. When you're just talking that alpha dog big game, I don't know. I applaud people who are saying uncomfortable shit that makes people squirm a little bit, if it's true, at least. But it's just like, yes, if you're caught with a knife or caught robbing somebody, you need to be put into basically Guantanamo Bay in the middle of the desert and like tortured shit. Like, come on, dude. Chill the fuck out. Like, you're talking a lot. You're talking a lot of big game, and it's just dumb. It's all dumb. Now, he got in this spat with Greta Thunberg, everybody's favorite autist, over the weekend that some people have said led to his arrest, it would seem, but it also would seem that that's a bunch of bullshit. So, Andrew Tate, let me see here. Let me find the original. Oh, it was just this. Andrew Tate says, hello, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti was a W16 8.0 L quad turbo. I'm pretty sure I'm saying these in the proper way to sound like a man. My 2 Ferrari 812 competitions. Yes, I think I've nailed that word. I have 6.5 L V12S. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and the respective enormous emissions. Oh, God. Shut up. Great. Like, I don't have any problem with the emissions, personally. It's not like he's driving each of these cars. It's not like he's driving them all at the same time. I don't care how many cars you have. They're not putting out any more emissions than if you had one car that put out a lot of emissions, because you're only driving one car at a time, one would assume. But yeah, just the macho bullshit is so cringy, dude. Nice car. It's like he feels like a hip-hop artist who like rents his bling and then writes songs about how wealthy he is. It's like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it on your Twitter, even if you are bashing people who I like to bash myself, like Greta Thunberg. The climate change thing, I've got my issues, as is not a secret. But, I don't know. Ew. Just ew. Greta responded, of course. She says, or whoever runs Greta's site or account, because I'm guessing it's not her, since she was like basically groomed into being a leader of some sort here. I'm guessing some PR autistic person runs this and said, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. I found this to be quite funny, personally. Not because of the clever quip on a douchebag, but the quip on to Greta Thunberg. It's basically like they're both kind of insulting Greta, because if Greta's email address is smalldickenergy@getalife.com, I mean, that kind of makes sense too, does it not? But yeah, there was this whole thing of Greta posted something, or Greta's account posted something about him having a pizza box, a picture of him that he had posted earlier that day with a pizza box, and they got the information off of that, and then, tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic. They got the information off that and then posted it to show where this guy was, and then he got arrested. I mean, that doesn't really show where he was as nearly as much as probably the flight logs and, you know, public knowledge. That wouldn't be, I'm sure, that hard to track down. It didn't take private eye Greta Thunberg looking at his Facebook images to figure out where he was. I'm betting, putting money on that had nothing to do, that his arrest had nothing to do with Greta. Just taking that W and running with it however you can, because sometimes whore's gonna whore. So yeah, he got arrested. I do have the Pizza Box story here. Let's read a little bit of that from the NewYorkPost.com. So you know it's legit. Andrew Tate arrested by Pizza Box. More hungry bozos turned slice scofflaws. I don't even know what that headline means, but good job. Pizza isn't just a tasty meal. All right, I can't do this. I'm not reading that. Nope. No, that's too dumb. It's a too dumb way to open an article. It's probably not true. Okay? That's pretty much all that matters here. And I'm not going to make a bigger deal out of it than it is, but he did get arrested on allegations of sex trafficking, to my understanding. And his explanation is that he had women who he would post videos of, or live streams or something, of him performing acts with these women. He would post it on the internet for money. Which, I mean, is pretty normal. I mean, OnlyFans is not that unique. But the establishment doesn't seem to like this guy. I suspect that the establishment pretends like they don't like this guy because this guy's a fucking joke. And they want to make him into a hero or something. So he gets arrested, and I haven't seen enough evidence to believe that he is trafficking people or anything like that. It is certainly possible if he was convinced these girls to, like Andrew Tate's I had a relationship basically with 3 women in this group, and we had an agreement to pay them a certain amount of money to make porn, basically. Fine, that's not illegal. Not moral, but not illegal. And if he tricked them into being in that situation or manipulated them to any degree, then that would be some level of trafficking. But I haven't seen personally any evidence that that was the case. It seems like they're just using this shit to smear the dude. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at Yahoo News. News.yahoo.com, so you know it's legit. No, this actually comes from NBC News, and Yahoo is just basically doing their own version of quote tweeting. Andrew Tate's arrest inspires misinformation, memes, and defenders online. And that's the thing. It's the defenders online. I'm fine with I mean, certainly defend innocent until proven guilty. I'm all about that shit. Certainly. I don't have to like this guy's lifestyle or his opinions or anything to say absolutely he should be innocent until proven guilty. But also the defenders online who will go rushing to the generous aid of anybody who is smeared by the establishment, which for me gives me points in the I trust Andrew Tate more because he's getting smeared by the establishment, frankly. But also that doesn't mean that he didn't do something awful. And if he did something awful, I want to know, and we will adjust accordingly our information as that news comes out. Following the arrest of influencer Andrew Tate in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking and rape, social media was flooded with memes and misinformation from people both condemning and defending him. Tate, 36, has more than 10 million followers across platforms and has become a polarizing figure on Twitch and YouTube thanks to his extreme misogynistic statements. Videos of him on TikTok have been viewed more than 12 billion times as of August 2022. In a news release about Tate's arrest, Romanian law enforcement said Tate and his brother Tristan, along with 2 Romanian citizens, recruited women by misrepresenting their intention to have a romantic relationship, then moved and housed them in Romania. Law enforcement said the women were then forced to create pornographic content for the group to sell online. So yes, if they were forced, obviously that's evil and needs to be taken care of. That's not the right button. if they were not forced, and either they're changing their story in order to, because they know this guy's worth a lot of money and they don't want to do that work anymore. If they weren't forced, then tough shit. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chats. Let me know if you have anything in the chats. Anyone, Benzo Barbie says, anyone who liked the Meghan McArdle LPNH video is gonna be so happy on January 6th. What was the LPNH video? Like I said, I've been out of the news, even with my homies. So, did they put out a Meghan McCain video that I'm not familiar with? Please drop links in the chats, and I'll watch it with all of you if there is something like that out there. All right, we're going to take a brief intermission here to find out what Jack Casey has to offer us. Hang out, and this is the worst segue ever. It's a sloppy day, but hey, it's a new year, and we're going to figure it out together, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Shit, where's my ads? There they are. Speaking of, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star after this. And speaking of gay, here's Jack Casey. Today's show is sponsored by libertarian conspiratorial fantasy author Jack Casey. Whether you're looking for a 3-book fantasy sci-fi epic of love, death, and dystopian civil war like the Royal Green series, or just looking for a quick, dark, comedic, cultural commentary tale about a transsexual slayer of COVID regime vampires, like his latest book, WVW, Jack Casey Books will keep you adequately entertained and pondering the universe to your weird little heart's content. He's the Ayn Rand meets Stephanie Meyer meets somebody who actually writes entertaining books with his own unique little downer-esque flair. Find out more about Jack Casey Books at the aptly named jackcaseybooks.com. Once again, that is jackcaseybooks.com. Well, I did have another ad to play here. It looks like we got kicked off of YouTube. Did we get kicked off of YouTube? Is that what happened? Or are we still on? Or was I just playing the wrong thing? Hold on. Maybe I'm crazy. Am I crazy? Am I? Nope, we're still on YouTube. All right, so there's another ad here, and we're doing okay. We're hanging in there, and here's Asteros. Today's episode is sponsored by Asteros Cybersecurity Services. These days, organizations of all sizes are targets for cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, or even nation-state attackers. Asteros performs cybersecurity services providing expert guidance to help organizations defend against threats and protect their data. Asteros specializes in penetration testing, where they perform ethical hacking on networks, web apps, or organizations as a whole to simulate what an attacker would do and plug the discovered holes before anyone malicious finds and exploits them. Asteros also specializes in vulnerability management, security awareness training, phishing simulations, cloud security audits, compliance readiness assessments, and much more. As technology expands, it becomes easier and easier to run a business, but if your security is not growing along with your company, then you're going to run into problems. If you don't personally have a company of your own, definitely pass this information along to someone who does, because for a limited time, Asteros is offering companies an attack surface audit completely free. Let Asteros discover potential entry points to your network and how susceptible your company or organization is to cyber attacks. To learn more and to take advantage of this essential offer, just go to asteros.com/free. That's Asteros, ASTEROS.com/free. And we are back. And we're still on YouTube. False alarm. I had a different video pulled up, and I clicked on it, pulled it, drug it to the end to make sure that we were still live, thinking that it was my show. It was just a short video, and it went back to the beginning. So I thought we were gone, but we're here. Do you guys know who Jeffree Star is? Jeffree Star blew up back in the MySpace days. So in some ways, this individual has a warm place in my heart because it reminds me of a much simpler and also strange and more delightfully weird time of MySpace, when the internet was more free. We didn't have to really concern ourselves with what we were and weren't allowed to say on the internet, and people like Jeffree Star weren't girls; they were gays. And it I wasn't a big fan or anything. The music was awful, and I've never been into the makeup all that much outside of a little bit of emo liner. But the Jeffree Star was fascinating to me, and just the train wreck that it was, and I don't honestly know how. I think Jeffree Star still identifies as a man, but there was a part of me when everybody else was transitioning. I was like, I kind of respect Jeffree for being like a very just weird dude who is like a makeup guy who also looks like a woman. Looks like if Marilyn Manson were more of a woman than Marilyn Manson is. But anyway, that's besides the point. Jeffree Star this last week on December 30th, right before the new year, decided to post this. Says, what a crazy fucking year. I escaped the Illuminati in 2021, and they still haven't killed me. Every day I wake up grateful. Now, you might think, me as a crazy conspiracy theorist guy, that I'd be all about this tweet. I kind of, like, I don't know. I'm torn on this tweet, even. Because this person is, I don't know. Jeffree's gotten, like, a lot of crap over, I hear over the last couple of years. I haven't followed closely or anything, but I think there were some allegations made against him and stuff like that. Has been, like, kicked off of some platforms, maybe. But gotten a lot of pushback and attempted cancellation, basically. If Jeffree Star is coming back into the, I don't know, the elderly male makeup scene at this point, in trying to break his way back into it, I don't know. My point being, this feels like a good way to garner attention if you want to garner attention. And it is garnering him a lot of attention, but I don't know, dude. Like, I don't trust somebody who comes back out of nowhere, and that just like the Corey Feldman thing, or like, I don't know, all these people who are about to expose the most crazy thing in the world, and then it's always like, it's about to come out, you just wait, something big is coming out, and then you find yourself still waiting for QAnon to like release the Kraken, or I don't know, Kanye West to drop the go DEFCON 3 on the Jews or whatever, and just to actually say something, have anything of bearing and meat to what he's actually saying. I'm just tired of waiting on those things to happen. And so I'm not like getting my hopes up that Jeffree Star is about to expose something here, but I do find it worth making note of just in case, to keep an eye on, see what happens here. Because he also went on to say, in 2020, I was going to expose everything in a matter of days. The Hollywood elite tried to ruin my entire career, villainize me, and flooded the news with lies to discredit me. If you guys only knew the truth about what they are doing to Britney and Kanye. Yeah, there's clearly some things going on with Britney and Kanye both, and MKUltra is a very real thing that the government carried out back in the day, and they also rebranded it a couple times. If you're not familiar, it's all about just trauma-based, LSD-induced mind control, and there's Wikipedia articles on it. It's not a conspiracy theory. It happens, and when these elite people or these big figures that are big for a time, and when they start speaking out against stuff, they're really thrown to the wayside. Like Kanye getting threatened by one of his handlers and basically saying, we're going to put you back on the meds if you don't shut up, like threatening him in texts and things. And then Britney with all of her conservatorship stuff and her having like what seems to be, for our entire life, it seems like Britney Spears has been having mental breakdowns in one way or another. And we didn't even really know about the conservatorship until like, I don't know, a year or two ago. Like, seeing some of this stuff play out, with Jeffree Star, would I be surprised if he had handlers back then, or even possibly now, or he was, created to be this character that plays out in this way? Like, I don't think any of these people are just pulled themselves up by their own bootstraps. These people that are in the most massive areas of entertainment and success, who, like, the Disney stars like Lindsay Lohan, whose brain snaps, people who were kind of groomed into these things at a younger age. I'm not saying all of these people fall into that category. I know Kanye West, at least, was like, he was a little bit older when he actually got into the success and fame, but he got into it, and he's even talked about Illuminati things and like exposing some things in his songs. But even he got into it via, I think he was doing production for Jay-Z, right? So Jay-Z has a lot of connections there and a whole lot of symbolism. So I don't know. I go both ways. I'm certainly open to the conspiracy stuff, but when it feels like it's an attention-seeking manipulation tactic. I'm like, are you just a part of it still? And is this like you trying to get us all to follow your stuff and lead us in a Pied Piper different direction? I don't know. I'm a crazy person. It's fine. But yeah, nuggets of truth in there, certainly. He goes on to say, I still have a soul. Can't say that about a lot of these demons I used to surround myself with. Like, all right, you have my attention, Jeffree. Go on. Tell me more. Anyone who challenges the system gets eliminated. Oh, yeah, you have my attention. Certainly, sir. Thank you for speaking out against the system. You even used my word. I like that. And then that was the last one, I think, of that run of tweets, and that was on December 30th. And then turn over a new leaf in the new year, and here we go. Jeffree Star is posting pictures of his butthole on Twitter. Sorry. It is for shock value, obviously. But, yeah, this is Elon Musk. This is Kanye West. This is Donald Trump. Just give it a couple days, and they'll be back to their old antics. If you think that Jeffree Star is a new savior because he's speaking out against the Illuminati, it's like, dude, still, like, posting pictures of his beehole on the internet, talking about good vibes and embracing your free spirit. It's like, all right, new energy, same girl, you do you, bro. I don't know what to make of this, but I like the crazy people, and I enjoy watching them be crazy. But just, I bring this up to say, pay attention and be discerning. Trust people that have a track record of being trustable. That's all. Now, speaking of, weird stuff, we do have to talk about some trans stuff today, because there's a lot of it in the news, and this headline in particular is just like, I don't even know what, there's no commentary for this, I don't think, but comes from mirror.co.uk. Transgender man gives birth to non-binary partner's baby with female sperm donor. Transgender man. So biological woman transitions to man, and then still has a uterus. I'm just trying to break this down for myself, because this word salad is beyond me at this point. No hate, just confusion. That's all. Transgender man. Woman transitions to man, still has a vagina and a uterus, gives birth to non-binary partners. So I don't know what they are or weren't. The non-binary individual. I don't know if they were biological man or biological woman, because the non-binary partner doesn't sound like they had a whole lot of involvement in this process, because, came from a female sperm donor. I'm not sure what to do with this. I don't feel like there's anything that I'm legally allowed to say anymore at this point. Also, in the after party today, we're going to be talking about the 700 words that Stanford University does not allow you to say anymore. It started out with George Carlin's 7 words not long ago, within our lifetime, I believe, or maybe Sharon's lifetime. But yeah, now Stanford has this list of 700 words you're not allowed to say, basically, and I'm curious, like, what I can and cannot legally on YouTube say involving this story, because it's just like a death trap. It's just like a minefield. So we're just going to say it all. Proud dad Reuben Sharp today tells how he, I like it's in all caps to make sure you know, he gave birth to a miracle baby in Britain's most modern family. The 39-year-old transitioned to a man 12 years ago. At least he stuck with it. At least you've got a track record. But he still had maternal instincts, and 6 years ago stopped taking testosterone in hope of one day having a child. And the dream came true when he and a partner, Jay, had a bouncing baby. Jay is non-binary, so does not identify as male or female. Yeah. The sperm donor was a trans woman, and even the doctor was transgender. Good Lord! The plot thickens. And while a handful of other UK men have fallen pregnant after transitioning from a woman, Reuben and Jay are among the first couples to speak out about their remarkable journey. It's like, were you cast for these roles? How did you all find each other? What are the odds? I mean, good on you, I suppose, that all worked out somehow. But I wonder what the gender of the child was. I know we're not allowed to find out for at least 12 more years, but I'm curious how that is going to go. I don't know, guys. Like, I love everyone, and trans folks, love y'all and everything, but you know, just be honest. This is getting a little bit much. It's getting a little weird. In a not in like a weird, but like a what the fuck? What are you even saying? What do the words mean that are coming out of your mouth at this point? I'm perfectly down to hang with trans folks as long as they're down to hang also. And, you know, there's a joke there. I'm not going to go there. But if you're cool and down to hang, and which that also includes being able to have conversations and be honest about this stuff. This is much. This is far, even for me. Transgender man gives birth to non-binary partners, baby with female sperm donor. If you need a I don't know, a word guide, a key to explain the different definitions of different things, because this is impossible to keep up with. Maybe, I don't know, just pick something. Pick something. Also, can you transition to non-binary? Is that possible? What are you transitioning into? If you're going to transition, isn't there something that you have to be transitioning into? You can't just transition into obscurity, can you? I mean, maybe in Canada, with all the legal suicide and stuff, you can just transition right into obscurity. But this, I don't know. It's beyond me. And just 2023 is going to be a fun year, I'm pretty sure, because I know y'all, I don't like the slippery slope analogy, as I've said many times on this show, but also when you find yourself nearing where you think is like the bottom, I'm not saying this is it even, we've got more to talk about. When you find yourself nearing the bottom, you're like, God, please let this be the bottom. And you slip a little bit further and a little bit farther and a little bit farther. And you're like trying to be nice and loving and stuff. And then it just keeps slipping. At some point, you got to draw the line and say, hey, I'm not going there. I'm not going down there. We can hang out up here and be chill. But at some point, not going there. I'm not sure exactly where that line is for me. I certainly have some lines. But it might be even before those lines. Maybe if you're like, I don't know, using tomato paste period blood cartridges to insert into your wound that you have created for yourself by severing your penis and rolling it back like a tube of toothpaste, and then you're inserting this into yourself in order to make yourself feel better about the fact that you do not you do not have a uterus, so you do not bleed in that way, at least that women do. And you're doing, I don't know. There's a line for me, and this might be it. If this is real, and I did try and find like the original stuff on this one, it seems like it comes from something, but I can't entirely confirm that this is real. So not all hope is lost. Just maybe. There's a slight possibility of that. Not a lot of hope, but slight. But yeah, this is frozen V8 popsicles you make with molds for bottled water from Walmart. Hope this helps. This is in response to... Sorry, this is really small and hard to read. Let me blow this up a bit. Hello, ladies. Thinking of taking my monthly fem cycle to the next level. I have regular monthly cycle every 28 days using pads and tampons, and was wondering what others do to mimic flow and discharge. Gross topic for some, I know. Any advice would be great. And then there was the advice of the frozen V8 popsicles. I don't know. Like, at what point is delusion allowed to be said? If it's not happening, and you're forcing it to happen so that you feel better about having blood come out of you, that's just, I don't know what that is, but that's not healthy. It doesn't seem healthy to me, even if it is V8. I mean, V8's it's as insertions go, it's probably one of the more healthy, but it's not healthy. I think we all know that. And continuing on, we're starting off this year just beautifully with all this. Again, it's the least comfortable show on the web, y'all. I'm not joking. And the slope continues. We got a couple more layers to it that we're going to talk about here. Speaking of it, from a KNOTTY princess on Twitter, I have made a decision to come out. As we know, humans are complicated and intelligent beings. We aren't always simple. I have been with 6 dogs this past year and only 2 men my entire life. I am trans canine. I just want friends and a crowd that accepts and loves and cherishes me. Sorry, Alex W. in the chats, who says I'm eating and posts a throwing up emoji. I said it was going to keep getting worse. 6 dogs this past year and only 2 men my entire life, and she's calling that a win. That's a brag on the internet these days. It's not. How can you brag when you raped your dog? How can you brag about raping your dog? There's no conquest, unless it's like a pit bull. There's no conquest here. So you're bragging that no men want to be with you while also bragging about raping dogs. So did you ever stop and wonder why the men don't want to be with you? Or you don't want to be with the men? Or maybe you don't want to be with the men because when you meet them and you start talking about your raping dog hobbies, that maybe that is off-putting to them. And I don't know. This doesn't sound so much like a win to me, personally. I've never tried either of those things, so I can't really confirm, but it seems to me like, I don't know. It's great that the dog doesn't talk back to you, I'm sure, and it doesn't have all that toxic masculine energy, but there's just something about raping a dog that seems just off-putting to me, personally. Happy 2023, everyone. Yes, there's more to this picture. Dare I share it? Now, I don't know for certain that this person is raping actual dogs, or if we're talking about furries here, because she's wearing some weird furry stuff. But either way, certainly one of those things is better than the other. But either way, I don't condone. I don't. What have we become? I know, I talked just last week about how we need to not freak out about it being the end of the world and stuff, but I don't know. Sodom only went so far. At some point, something happened there, and maybe it's raping dogs that pushed us over the line. I don't know. Back in those days. Let's read some chats. Oh dear Lord, I just tuned in, and this is what I get. Wow, the system real is down. Yeah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. OMG, is this really, is this reality? Are people really doing this dumb fuckery? I hope not. I hope this is the internet convincing us all that we are more hopeless than we are. Don't lose hope for humanity. Just hold on to your own humanity instead, and focus more on that and those around you as the world burns around us and we share a good laugh about it together. On that note, there is another step to this slope today. I'm sorry to say. Sorry to everybody who's eating. Sorry to everybody who just tuned in, but we are there. We've got dogs. We've got inanimate objects. We've got mutilation. Now we have from Adele. This is not. I'm pretty sure this is not the Adele. This is aged Wysphoria. I don't know. I don't know who this is, but this is a thing that was posted, and it reads: "Trans age people exist. Need I say more?" That wasn't them. This is me saying, need I go on? I mean, we knew what the bottom. I'm sure we're going to find out that there's further slope than this, even, which I'm horrified to find out what that is. Things that we haven't even thought about here. But trans age people exist, and we are valid. We are not trivializing or invalidating anyone simply by being ourselves. We are not trolls. We are not predators. We simply want to live life as our authentic selves, be accepted, and be free from harassment over who we are as people. So trans age, let's see. Trans age people have no intent of trivializing age regression. In fact, many trans age people are also age regressors. Age regression is a mental reversion to a younger age. So you mean like just trauma? You're just describing trauma. These people are identifying as younger ages. And yes, this is certainly not the bottom of the barrel. At least this is the segue into the bottom of the barrel. Because if you're transitioning into a younger self, you could transition to a age so young that you could justify some very horrible things that things that here in the real world, in reality, are abhorrent, and you should be jailed at best for committing pedo shit. That's what I'm saying. If you can trans age down legally or societally, and we accept that, where's that go? And even from there, I mean, once we get to, which is just around the corner, we've already had plenty of pushing for it, certainly, but the age thing altogether, the consent stuff, once you get there, I think we'll still find that there are ways to continue sliding down a slope. I don't know. That's the black pill to me, certainly. That it just keeps getting more absurdly horrifying. And at some point, I keep thinking it's got to stop. And then it gets worse. And it's not surprising, really, because it's been a thing. It's been a thing since before I was in agreement that there's something to the slippery slope idea. It's always been a thing since I was a child. I just chose to not believe that one thing would lead to another, and it shouldn't be one thing leading to another. We should be able to have like legal gay marriage and stuff like that, or legal gay union, I suppose. Like even with that, like marriage shouldn't be a government institution anyway. So it's like it should be a spiritual institution that is between the individuals and whatever clergy they respect to do that. But yeah, that could have been very consolidated. That did not have to lead to anything else, but it's bad people, or maybe ignorant people, sometimes I think willingly and unwillingly. I mean, for all these movements, they leech onto it and just push a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. I'm not sitting here thinking like all trans people are working together on some agenda to turn your kids trans so that they can do bad things to them or whatever. Certainly, there are those people out there, and those people are the ones that just keep sliding this thing along, because the bottom of the barrel was always going to be the age thing, obviously. Or at least that's as close as I want to think about the bottom of the barrel being. So as this stuff is pushed, and as corporate America is using this stuff as a commodity and making it out to be this commodity, that just gives it all the power for the evil people that do want to make a slope out of this, who do want to drag gay people and well-meaning trans people along this path to hell. Yeah, they do that. There are those out there, obviously. Otherwise, it doesn't get here. And those people were probably already abusing kids to begin with, and they're using somebody else's act of just pushing for equality. They're using that in order to not only to create their agenda of diddling children legally, which is coming, but also to smear everybody who's like was doing the good work in that area. So I'm rambling. Let's take some chats. What do you guys think? OMG Adele says Sharon. Yeah. Sharon also says go like and subscribe. I do the first smart thing Sharon has said today. Thank you, Sharon. Elise says, and they're normalizing trauma, trying to get us to condone their scheme bullshit. Yes. Look, y'all, I grew up raised by a woman who considered herself lesbian. I got beat up over and over again, and it's honestly how I learned to fight. My trauma about it did not turn me gay. Nice. Did turn you butch, though, right? Because you started fighting back or something? I don't know. Look into transabled. Transabled. I don't want to know. So transabled would be when you identify as somebody who has a disorder or missing limbs or something, I assume, who has a disability. I mean, we have enough disability legitimately in this whole story that's going on here. We have enough disability already. We don't need you faking disabilities any more than we already have. Please don't. Yeah, transabled. And you know, it did occur to me. I don't remember who I heard say it, but the whole transphobia thing I think is funny because, like, as we'll be going through the list of things you can and can't say at Stanford in the after party, it's like you're not allowed to say like able-bodied or even affirming things because that or it stigmatizes anybody who's not that. It's like, okay, well, or like disorder or mental disorder or mentally ill or some of them. It's like, so historically, when the word phobia has ever been used to mean something, it was an irrational fear of something, which is a mental disability in and of itself. So I'm not allowed to say retarded, but you're allowed to call people transphobes, which is, especially by your own understanding of, like, them being terrified of people who want gender reassignment surgery, that's absolutely irrational. That would be a mental disability, which makes you an ableist bigot for saying the word phobe as a disparaging, inaccurate, infactual slander. It's disgusting. Anybody who says phobe anything, I mean, is just a bigot. That's all. All right, we got to wrap it up for this main one, but I do want to end on a higher note. So moving away from the uncomfortable trans stuff, ending on a high note, it's just even a little bit of Christmas news for you here. Throwing back to the Cottage Bakery in Blackpool or something. I don't know where this is. They're selling these non-binary gingerbread people. Non-binary gingerbread people. I feel like you could have left off that first part, personally, because when you said gingerbread people, how many people were looking for the gingerbread penises or the gingerbread vaginas on the other side of this thing? Or were they just accepting of it being a person? Also, is that not offensive to stereotype them, assume the gender of this person? Sharon says, read Patrick's fake super chat. I would if I saw it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Where are my chats? Okay. Daniel Smotz will be at LP Florida Convention April 21st through the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. Come see him be super awkward and possibly get drunk with your favorite podcaster. With my favorite podcaster? Because that would be me. Theirs, I'm sure, is not, but mine is me. So I will come and I will drink with myself, and other people are allowed to do the same and be awkward with me. Yes. I guess that's happening. When is that again? I should probably put that on my calendar. April 21st. Nice. Cool. I'll see if I can squeeze it in, Patrick. I'll see if I can work it in. I heard that Sharon's not going to be there, though, so that was part of that was in my rider, in my contract, is that Sharon had to be there with the boxed wine. Otherwise, I would not be in attendance. So, we'll see what we can work out. But as of now, tentatively, yes, I will be at the LPFL convention. Sharon says, Justin, did LPNH put out a January 6th video clip or a McCain clip? Justin says, wait till Friday. Shit. Justin, why didn't you hire me for this clip? That's the real question. Everybody just ignore it and go judge the hell out of them because they didn't use me. I'm not petty. Non-binary gingerbread people. It's not an article, it's not a story, but hey, it transitioned us out of that really uncomfortable conversation that we were having about all the dark stuff. Which kind of gingerbread person do you lean more towards? Like when you're shopping in the gingerbread aisle at the store, would you rather purchase the gingerbread man or the gingerbread woman? Or the very inclusive non-binary gingerbread person? Yes. We got all right. I think we gotta roll. We gotta roll over into the after party. We got a lot to talk about over there. It's not just that. We're also going to be talking about. It's not just the 700 words. We're going to be talking about anti-Karens. We're going to be talking about very paranoid COVID people who are still terrified of COVID and very confused as to why their theories about COVID haven't seemed to be panning out. So we're talking about that, and we're also talking about the white supremacist origins of exercise. So lots of fun things. Definitely not controversial. But if you want more weird, more raw, more offensive, go on over to the Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down. Get in there and join it as we keep this party going. Momentarily, we will be jumping in there in about, 3-4 minutes, maybe 30 seconds. So don't delay. Join today. And you'll be able to get right in. And maybe you'll feel like calling in, because the only person who had the balls to call in today is Sharon's child. So, Be as cool as Sharon, at least. It's a low bar, but I respect it. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with my douchey autistic asshole. It's been fun, and it's nice to catch up a little bit on what's going on in the world. I hope you found it moderately enjoyable and somewhat entertaining and enlightening. And yes, we will be back. I think we're getting back on schedule for 2 scoops tomorrow is the plan. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. corn time over on Break the Bell podcast. We will be doing that, and then Tuesday again right here on The System Is Down. So thanks for hanging out. Keep the party going with me, and we'll see y'all next time. Till then, question everything. Stay uncomfortable, and I will see you on the other side. Peace out.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here is how the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. GoulashMedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.